Hi all, welcome back to the final whistle then, and Leicester City have got their man. Ruud Van Nistelrooy is officially the Leicester City manager, and welcome to Leicester City, Ruud, and yeah, looking forward to seeing what you can do at Leicester, and yeah, the guy who will take the touchline on Tuesday night against West Ham. And yeah, Steve Cooper left last Sunday. Ruud Van Nistelrooy has now been appointed Leicester City manager, and I feel now exciting times ahead for the Foxes. And yeah, what a guy, man. It's one that, you know, a bit of frustration with when will it be announced, when will this, when will that. The guy has finally been announced, and Ruud Van Nistelrooy is Leicester City's manager. And let me know your thoughts on this one then, Leicester fans. How excited are you by the appointment of Ruud Van Nistelrooy? Guys, as always, hit that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and you haven't subscribed already. Then please do so. It would help me out massively if you can do that. I'm going to have a look at what Leicester City has had to say very shortly. I'm going to share my screen. But the man who managed PSV, interim manager at Manchester United as well. So, yeah, takes the reins at the King Power Stadium. And like Terry says, finally, why you've got to be so rude. And, yeah, what a guy. Hi. Is Leo from the Man United game. Hello, Leo. How are you? Hi, Phil Foxes. How are you, my friend? Hope you're good. Good evening, Jack. Rude. Yeah, exciting. Atmosphere is going to be electric tomorrow. Yeah, 1,700 Leicester fans take their toll to Brentford tomorrow. And, yeah, Ruud Van Nistelrooy will not be on the touchline, though, for that game. He'll be watching from the stands, and I'm sure he's met a specific player around the dressing room at the training ground in Jamie Vardy, the guy who broke the record 9 years ago. But then you flick 9 years on to 2024 from that great moment where Jamie Vardy scored in 11 consecutive games. Jamie Vardy will now be managed by Ruud Van Nistelrooy, the guy who he broke Van Nistelrooy's record, Jamie Vardy. And yeah, Jamie Vardy's 9th permanent manager takes his reins at the King Power Stadium. Ruud will do well as a United fan, Jack. I really hope so. I'm glad he's your manager. Yeah. Hi, Jack. Hello, Mustafa. How are you, my friend? Yeah, exciting times ahead. I think the feel-good factor is going to be back at the King Power Stadium. And yeah, like I say, really looking forward to seeing what Ruud Van Nistelrooy can achieve at Leicester City. Obviously, he's got the task now to keep us up in the Premier League. And if we can do that this season, then we can really start to build, as the Van Nistelrooy era has now begun at the King Power Stadium. And like someone said, the Ruud revelation begins. Revolution. Yeah. It's been one of them. A lot of speculation to who could have been the manager. Ruud obviously accepted the job 2 days ago, and yeah, yesterday was kind of, will we get Ruud Van Nistelrooy's appointment day maybe? And then today comes, and yeah, Leicester City wanted to get it over the line, and big credit to Top, who led the process for the new manager. And yeah, did we maybe tap him up after he left Man United? Yeah, I'm not going to speculate on that, but yeah, good day, Dawn. Yeah, Guys, if you're just joining us, hit that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and you haven't subscribed already. Please get down and do so. If you want to come and have a chat with me regarding the appointment of Ruud Van Nistelrooy, I will leave the thing in the comments. I will leave the link for anyone who wants to come on. Not going to lie, was getting worried about it being announced. Yeah, I was asked a number of... when Ruud will be announced, when is it going to happen, Jack? Has it collapsed? I said, no, don't worry, don't panic. And I got told that obviously Leicester City are looking to get it done this evening, and they have done, and it's fantastic news. It's, you wouldn't say it's ruined your day, would you? You see what I did there? Share up that defence, make us hard to beat. Yeah, he did that at PSV. I believe he wants to play a 4-3-2-1 formation. I believe that's what it is. Or I think it's a 4-2-3-1 kind of. I don't know. It's going to be like the same sort of formation as Enzo is what Ruud likes to play. But it's obviously the football is going to be different, isn't it? Ruud, of course, had a plan A and plan B at PSV. And yeah, he's kind of... It worked, Like I say, 34 games I think he won at PSV. Lost 8, drawn 8 in 50 games in charge. Man United, interim manager, got a tune out of Man United, won 3 out of the 4 games there. Obviously beat Leicester twice. And evening, Jack, fan, daddy, yeah, great news. Yes, it is. And it's about time. Hopefully we can build something great with Ruud. A 3-year contract is what it is, and Ruud will be with us till 2027, and hopefully we can really start to pick it up now and get going. A great appointment, Callum. Do you know what? Terrific appointment in my opinion. He's still young, still learning the game. He's learnt from some of the best managers, I believe. Marcelo Bielsa, Gus Hiddink, Pellegrini, Ronald Koeman, another one who he's worked with. Eric Ten Hag, another one. So Ruud's had to start from the bottom, hasn't he? Where we started at PSV. He started at PSV in the youth level setup. He hasn't cut any corners, and now he's had to work his way up through the youth system at PSV. Managed them in the 22-23 season. It's one of them. It's good, and I'm really looking forward to seeing, like I say, what Ruud's style of football is and who he can get the best of. It's an exciting one. And I think it's one that Leicester fans are really going to look forward to now. Hopefully we can really start to build. He'll obviously look at where we need to strengthen in that and really get us going. So, 22-23 season, he was at PSV. He then obviously went to Man United. I mean, I believe Leicester City was talking to Ruud Van Nistelrooy, though, in the summer. Looking forward to being there tomorrow. Interesting to see what stuff Ruud brings in with him. Yeah, that's the thing. It's who Ruud Van Nistelrooy's backroom staff is going to be. It has been said in the media that it could be people from Manchester United. So he will give us an identity back and we'll play proper football. This is the thing, and this is what we've really lacked this season as a team, the identity, the philosophy, the style of football, and I think that's something that Ruud is really going to be shrewd at when it comes to getting things like that done, and getting the players on board, and obviously players will know who he is and what kind of person he is as a manager. And obviously he had his playing days at Man United where he'd learned quite a bit under Alex Ferguson as a player. But time to buy Ruud on Ultimate Team. Roll on the good times. Do you know what? I think we're just going to get started. Rudy. When will his backroom staff be announced? I think his backroom staff will be announced before the West Ham game, Terry, to be fair. But I'm just glad we've managed to get this one over the line, if I'm honest. One question, will Steve Cooper beat him? I don't think Cooper beat him on 2 occasions, mate. Ruud won't take any messing with the players either. This is it. You need someone who's stands their ground in it, who demands the success and who wants to achieve things with his team. You know, we've got a very good squad who he can get the best out of and really kick on. Obviously, January is another one where it's going to be big for Ruud Van Nistelrooy of who he brings in. Obviously, Steve Cooper had the January plans before, but I think Ruud will add something different elements to it, and you know, different ideas, different types of players we'd go in for. A big January for him. You then look at the games coming up: Newcastle, Wolves, Brighton, West Ham, Brentford. You know, some massive games for Leicester. Leicester moved decisively and got their business sorted. Good work. This is it, you know. This appointment had to be right by Leicester. We had to get the appointment right. We couldn't afford to make any mistakes. Took full control over this process. He wanted to make sure he got the right man in, and fingers crossed he has now. And yeah, hopefully we can really start to kick on. Like I say, I had my first team shirt with Ruud Van Nistelrooy on the back. Good manager, yeah. Ruud and Vardy can chat about scoring records. Yeah, that's true, John. Which I can really agree with, my friend. But yeah, good luck to Ben Dawson's only game in charge. I mean, we've had Michael Appleton in charge, haven't we, Terry? We had Craig Shakespeare once upon a time in charge as well as interim manager. Before obviously he took over and obviously won that game against in the Champions League, Craig Shakespeare. And yeah, what a guy Craig Shakespeare was. Ruud and Vardy up top. I mean, I think you'd take that out, wouldn't you? Prime Ruud, prime Vardy. You think how many goals you'd score as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Hopefully the fan base can really back the team. That's it. You know, we've got to get behind the appointment. I think Ruud will want to build that relationship with the fans from the off. He'll want to bring that real feel-good factor back to the King Power Stadium and the atmosphere as well, you know, pick the atmosphere up and, you know, make us a team hard to beat, you know. Obviously, you know, it'll take time to build, but we'll get there. Get smashing that like button and subscribe to his great channel. Scott, my friend, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. So, yeah, there he is. Ruud Van Nistelrooy with a Leicester scarf on and holding up his Leicester shirt. Lovely, lovely stuff. He looks well chuffed, to be fair. Managing a great club. I hope we win on Boxing Day. Yeah, hijack, great for Leicester. It's a good appointment. Some would call it risky, but the thing is in football, every appointment's risky. When you come in hire managers, you know, sometimes they can feel, yeah, but they did well at other clubs, but then you're taking the risk of certain things as well and what they bring. And sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But every appointment's risky, innit, you know. Standing ovation for the legend tomorrow. Yeah, I think there'll be a few Dutch flags out in the away end as well. Enzo Maresca's was risky. This is it. No one knew much about Enzo when he came in. Obviously, they knew about him being the assistant to Pep Guardiola at Manchester City, but he'd never managed at club football before Enzo, and he did great last season, Enzo. When he did take Leicester City, you could see what he wanted to do from the off, the real identity in the way we wanted to play. And that's something Ruud Van Nistelrooy is going to bring to the club as well, isn't it? An identity, a style of football, something we can get on board with. He wants to build that relationship from the off and really get it going. And I feel he's that type of guy. He's a real passionate guy, Van Nistelrooy. So, yeah, looking forward to the January transfer window. Hopefully we can strengthen in the areas we've been struggling. I've just arrived. Have you done the correct score predictions? Dave, we haven't had chance to do the predictions tonight. Obviously, we was awaiting the announcement of Ruud Van Nistelrooy. So, yeah, we've decided to move it swiftly and put this in. So, yeah, appreciate you coming in. Dave, what's your thoughts on the appointment, mate? I will be catching up with you on Tuesday if you're not at Brentford tomorrow. Let's make some noise tomorrow. Let him know we are Leicester. Yeah, free. Yeah. That's the thing. We talked about compensation. Leicester wanted a free agent, someone who we didn't have to pay money for. And obviously, you know, sign Ferguson from Brighton, mate. If we're going to sign him, it's going to be a permanent one, isn't it? You know, it's not going to be a loan. Obviously, we can't sign two players from the same club on loan. That's the thing. We can't. I don't think we can't do that at all. Obviously, we've got Buonanotte, haven't we? Got to be positive, yeah. Like I say, Dave, it's something we can get on board with, you know. And I'm going to be watching his interview after this, Ruud Van Nistelrooy. So I'm going to see what he's had to say ahead of his move to Leicester. 3-1 Leicester tomorrow. Yeah. Nick, how are you, Nick? No name, how are you? Everything Ruud has said, from tapping into the culture and community to building the 12th man via the support in the stands. It's exactly what we need. We need a sense of togetherness as a club right now. This is it. And, you know, you've hit it spot on, Mr. No Name. You know, it's about bringing that togetherness back as a club, you know, that building a structure is what I like to call it. Very true, Jack. My bad. Connor Bradley. Yeah, he could be an interesting one, but you never know who Van Nistelrooy's got in mind regarding obviously the January transfer window and what we can spend and what we can't. So it's going to be an interesting one. But let's share the page, of course. Let's have a look at Ruud Van Nistelrooy and let's have a look at what's happening then. So Leicester City name Ruud Van Nistelrooy as new first-team manager. There's the Dutch shirt in the background. I believe that's his home. We are delighted to confirm the appointment of Ruud Van Nistelrooy as new first-team manager. Ruud Van Nistelrooy appointed Leicester City first-team manager. The Dutchman will take charge of the team following Saturday's trip to Brentford. He has previously enjoyed managerial success with PSV. The 48-year-old joins us with a wealth of experience at the highest level of the game, both as a player and as a coach, and has agreed terms on a contract till June 2027. Ruud will arrive in the UK in time in attendance for our Premier League trip to Brentford on Saturday before assuming full first-team responsibilities from Sunday. So, yeah, he will be at the game. City will be led at the G-Tech Community Stadium by first-team coach Ben Dawson, supported by Danny Alcock and Andy Hughes. Regarded as one of the Premier League's best ever strikers as a player, the former Netherlands international has since built a growing reputation as a talented manager and a coach with the likes of PSV, Manchester United and the Dutch national team. Leicester City chairman Ayawat Sri Papa says, "It is my pleasure is welcoming to Ruud to Leicester City. He joins a club with a rich history, passionate supporters and a talented squad. We're all excited to see the impact he can have as we embark on this new chapter together. Ruud's experience, knowledge and winning mentality will undoubtedly bring great value to us as we look forward to supporting him in his achieving success for our fans and our club." Speaking to Leicester City, Ruud Van Nistelrooy, I'm proud, I'm excited. Everybody that I speak to about Leicester City is enthusiastic. They have great stories about the quality of people working at the club, the supporters, and of course the recent history is impressive. I'm excited to get started and get to know everyone and give everyone I can for the football club. Our new manager enjoyed a decorated and illustrious playing career featuring for the likes of PSV, Man United, Real Madrid. He scored 349 goals at club level, as well as further 35 goals in 70 appearances for the Dutch national team. A prolific goal scorer, he was renowned for his sharp instincts, technical skill, and leadership on and off the pitch. So I think that's going to be good, isn't it? Leadership from the touchline and in the dressing room. Ruud has also spent head coach at PSV, enjoyed success as a player, took charge of the team in summer 2022 and quickly guided them to silverware in the form of the KNVB Cup and the Johan Cruyff Shield. His impressive coaching and managerial education at PSV began in 2013 with his team at the club, also seeing him as take charge of the under-19s for 3 seasons while he's spending a year managing young PSV at professional level in the Dutch second tier. Van Nistelrooy's coaching career has also seen him galvanise valuable experience as an assistant coach for the Netherlands national team under Gus Hiddink, while as a player he worked under the management of likes of Sir Alex Ferguson, Sir Bobby Robson and Fabio Capello. He will take charge of the Foxes for the first time on Tuesday when West Ham visit the King Power Stadium. Interesting stuff. There we go. I cannot wait, he says. So there we have it. And there he is, Ruud Van Nistelrooy. Let's see. Let's see what this is. I think the depth of the squad is very good, is what he's had to say. Big up Jack. Yeah, a Friday night. Yeah, we could call it that. A bit late to Ruud party quality appointment. Yeah. Hello, Jack. Up the Foxes. Yeah. Is it signed, sealing, delivered? Gary, it is. Ruud Van Nistelrooy is Leicester City's manager, my friend. Get him up front with Vardy tomorrow then. 4-3 win incoming. Good night. I have to go to sleep. Appreciate that. Yeah. I appreciate it. Where is it? Let's have a look at this. The depth of the squad. Let's see what he's had to say regarding that, actually. So the Osborne, a former striker, added there are 2 players in every position of good quality. There's young, emerging talents with very experienced players, and obviously the captain, Jamie Vardy, has the most experience in the character he's faced at the football club as a former striker. I cannot wait to work together with him. Preparing those 2 games against Leicester, where you get to study the opponent and their qualities, and also where you can hurt them. Of course, that they gave a broader picture of the squad and the team and the behaviours of the players. The interest was shown and it started to look even further into games, looking to improve where we can improve and where to improve to stabilise, to start growing, to collecting more points. And that's what I did. And trust the squad, we can manage that. Let's see what else he's had to say. A lot of principles and structures that I see on the ball and off the ball are structures that I used a lot myself as the PSV manager in at Man United. Not all of them, of course, but many of them. The way Leicester City played under Enzo Maresca, winning the championship, going into Premier League, I can also see the line continuing in those structures and the idea of playing. So we're probably looking at here, Ruud Van Nistelrooy sort of playing the same way as what Enzo did with the squad. And obviously that's a strength going into this team, that they was used to Enzo Maresca's style of football last season, and it's something that Ruud wants to bring back into the team and really build on, which is a key. He also goes on about, I can plug into that. I relate to those structures and the way of playing out from the back where we can, going forward in attack and playing forward and creating chances is, of course, the main goal. Where the opponent allows you, obviously, you have to see the defensive structures are. I can plug in there and take some new ideas, but a good framework is there. Sometimes it'll be against playing opponents that are better than you, but you find a way to win games. Sometimes you need to be more defensive and play on the counter-attack. Of course, when you have it, you play in the other games. You try to dominate and make the games yourself. We'll approach every game with one idea, and that's to win. That's what I like to hear, Mr. Ruud Van Nistelrooy. We approach games to win, not bloody sit back. That's what I like to see. Yeah, Chris, come on. I'm sure I put the link somewhere. I'm just seeing who else is coming. I think Callum's here. Actually, let me get him in. Hello. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. Yeah, I'm all right, mate.
Good. Thoughts on the Ruud Van Nistelrooy appointment? Happy?
Brilliant. I think I'd rather have David Moyes.
You'd rather have David Moyes? What do you think Ruud's going to bring to the team, though, Callum, going forward? What are you excited about?
Hopefully, he can keep us up.
Yeah. Some big games for Leicester coming up.
Yeah.
How many points do you reckon we can get out the next 5?
Well, they've all beat Leicester before.
Yeah. Let me get Chris in. Chris, how are you, mate?
Right,
You all right,
mate.
Chris?
Like I said, Friday night semi.
Well, Chris, we're not going to get into too much detail on that, but we can put it past the watershed if we did it after 10 o'clock.
All right, Chris.
All right, Callum, how you doing, mate? I tell you what, bloody typical. I'm in the middle of doing my preview show. Why can't they just time these things better? You know?
Do you know what, Chris? I was told earlier on a few hours ago, about 5 hours ago this afternoon. I said someone told me that there was actually going to get it done tonight, but I kind of didn't want to give it away too much with people. No. That's why I kind of put that tweet out and then let people work it out from there with a sand timer. If I give it away too much, then it's kind of one of them.
Yeah, I
Are you excited by it, Chris? You know what?
God, how can you not be? I mean, as I put in my bit for the BBC, like when Enzo got the job,
he
left field, it gave us the buzz that we needed. As Jay says, they're absolutely buzzing. That was the buzz that we got with Enzo. We never got that with Steve Cooper, did we? You know, no. there was no buzz there. The batteries had gone. You know what I mean? It was nothing. But this, look, he could fail, yes, but he's had more experience than Enzo did when he came in. He'd worked under some bloody good managers, including Sir Alec. You know, but this is what the club needed. It's that buzz.
We needed that type of appointment, didn't we, Chris? A man who's going to come in and want to achieve. I mean, I read a statement out before I got Callum in. He talked about the only way he approaches games is to win games. And that's good signs of a manager who, he knows what he wants from the off.
That to me or Callum, sorry?
Both of you.
You want to go, Callum?
I think it's a great appointment.
What about you, Chris? I mean, looking at what he said, do you think he can? Do you think he can keep Leicester in the league?
I feel more confident now. That, look, even under Ruud, we need to stay. I was just talking to a Brentford fan, and he said, "Like, what did I hope for the season?" I said, "To stay."
Hey, you're only as young as you feel, aren't you, Chris?
You know. Yeah, exactly. But
we just need to back the club and back the players and back Leicester.
We do.
I agree.
But I just think I forgot what did I say then?
Sorry for interrupting, Chris.
That's all right.
No, don't worry, mate. Don't worry. I can't think where it's gone, whatever I was saying. But look, no. Oh, yeah, he's worked under some good managers. He knows what he's talking about. It's all about staying 17th, and if that's by one goal that's come off, Edouard's arse, in the 25th minute of the last game, I don't care. As long as we stay up, we cannot have. If we go down this season, it could be 10 seasons before we come back with the EFL waiting for us. And the thing we've got to, can Ruud do that? It's not going to be easy because he's, it's not Man United players that he's got here. It's Leicester City. But that said, I feel more confident with him doing it than I did with Steve Cooper.
Chris, he spoke about Enzo's style of football. He spoke about the squad like Jamie Vardy and that. He wants to keep things the way Enzo had them playing. He wants to obviously tweak different things to his advantage, of course, because you don't always want to copy another manager, do you, Chris?
No.
But he wants to make the players express themselves the way they did under Enzo. Wants them to feel confident in themselves the way they did with the style of football. And, that was the strength that they did get suited to that style of football. And that's what Ruud wants to bring back to the club.
Yeah, look, he's going to say all the right things. Of course he is. But all I would say is just look at what he did at Man United. And yes, they've got a better standard of players than we have. We know that. They're a lot more expensive. But he took a team that was really underperforming more than probably we were. Do you
want to start, Chris?
Can I just say, I think it was somebody called Dave just did it. I was just doing the preview chat, like I say, show before I came on, and he went, "Oh, Ruud, take a bad team and make us better again," which I thought was I can't claim it and I can't sing either, but I thought that is going to be the chant on Tuesday night when we play West Ham. Oh,
hey, Ruud.
Take a good bad song and
Got
take it
2 big
again.
home games
Hi,
coming
Scott.
up, West Ham and Brighton on Sunday.
They're tough games, aren't they, Chris? West Ham and Brighton. I'm sure, Ruud will get them up for it,
They're both at home,
back to the team.
Do you know what I think, though? Do you remember when we took
They're both
Brendan
at
on
home
board?
next, ain't they?
Yeah.
We took Brendan on board. His first game, he was in the stands.
Yeah.
But he went down pre-game into the changing room and at half-time. Don't be surprised if Ruud is not at the G-Tech Stadium on Saturday.
Yeah. I think we got relegated because I think it was Danny Ward that was
well, I don't think you can put the bloody blame down on one player, Callum, but...
not even Danny Ward. Danny Lamarty, probably, but not Danny Ward.
Yes, everyone was a part of it.
I tell you what, Scott, just taking up Scott's point,
yeah.
Was it? I think there was a youngster, it may well have been Garnacho at Man United, that wasn't particularly doing well under Ten Hag. And apparently, I was talking to a Man United fan, Ruud Van Nistelrooy went up to him and said, "Look, I'm going to put you in that team to start. I think you're ready. I honestly believe you can do it. All I want you to do is to go out there, play football, enjoy yourself, and prove to me that I've made the right decision." Now, if he can say that to a player like that, and if he can say that to the like of Alves, McAteer, Mavididi, I just think, I think he can take the young players to the next level.
Picking something up, lads, regarding what Ruud said. He reveals he phoned Enzo Maresca before taking the Leicester job. Would you believe it or not? I have to say, when the interest came from Leicester, the first one I called was Enzo. He was so positive about it. He absolutely loved his time at Leicester. Obviously, I think Ruud Van Nistelrooy played with Enzo Maresca in his career. I think it was one of the Spanish clubs. I think it was with Enzo. I think Valero was there as well. So it seems like Enzo's kind of helping Ruud here, Chris. What do you reckon?
I also think Enzo's helping Leicester as well, because he could have really dobbed us in, because he could have turned around and said, "Do you know what? Don't trust a word they're saying. They never told me about all this PSR shit." And he could have really said that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the fact that he didn't, fair play to him. He did speak very highly of both Top and the club before the game when we played them. Thanks, Enzo. Decent of you. And I look, I know, and I hate to remind you of this on your channel, Jack. That Ruud wasn't your first choice.
No.
And here we go. I asked all the presenters and a couple of guest presenters who they would go for. Oh, look, Jack there, Graham Potter.
Chris,
sorry, mate. I just got to say it.
Be up on my own channel here.
What was next to my name there? You say like Chris RVN. Oh,
Ruud
what
Van
can I say?
Nistelrooy, yeah.
But look at that though. 3 for Potter, 3 for Ruud, and 3 for Moyes.
That's mad, isn't it?
It's
That's clever, Chris.
I think they were the main three.
That's clever, Chris.
Callum.
That is.
Yeah.
Chris.
I tell you what, that would have made a good 3 management team, though, wouldn't it? Really?
You think what you could have achieved, Chris?
Yeah, just get Potter in as the assistant.
Do you think Ruud would be able to have a brand of football played throughout the academy upwards? I mean, we talk about Will Alves, Chris. I mean, do you think Ruud could bring the likes of Will Alves through and give him them types of opportunities?
Yeah, I mean, like I just said about Garnacho, who's a young lad, you know. I think. Look, I like giving the youngsters a try. Hi, Kyle. I like giving the youngsters a go because they're not scared. You know, every time Elvis has come on, he's run at the opposition. He scared them. Look, I actually, like I say, I wrote a bit for the BBC yesterday on his appointment. I think it's going to be, let's not judge his team choices and formation straight away, because he could do one or two things. He could go, this is my formation, this is my preferred formation, and I'm going to put the players into that. Or he's going to look at it and go, these are the players I've got that will play through a formation and go with that formation. So it will be interesting to see which way he goes.
Someone's got a dog.
Sorry, Jack.
No,
he's not called Ruud, is he, that dog?
He's not called him Ruud. I'm your Enzo.
He's always doing this.
Called him Steve Cooper and now he's so barking.
Call Steve Cooper, undo his lead and let him run off.
Good job that rubbish Cooper's gone.
Let's talk about Enzo and Ruud. He wants to continue these structures, Chris, and then an idea of playing. He wants to plug into what Enzo did and relate to those structures in a way of playing.
Great. Look, the team, whether we liked it or not, and some people didn't like the way we were playing last season. Some people did.
My dog
he's doing all right at Chelsea at the moment, but he's got a better standard of players there. I wonder where Callum had gone there.
I'm just
Callum's making a phone call to Ruud while we're on live, Chris.
Sorry, Jack. Sorry, Jack.
Don't worry.
Go on, Chris.
Well, yeah. Steve Cooper tried to change too much too soon.
Yeah.
You know, when Claudio came in, it was tweak it here, tweak it there. But he went on the back of a team that was full of confidence because it just got promoted. Cooper comes in, and I know he hadn't got anybody left to sort of bounce off, but he took a team that had just got promoted, was confidence from that, and absolutely tore Enzo's notebook up to scrap, up to bits. Yeah. Where that's probably, I think, what confused the players a lot, because they just got used to playing that way. And if Van Nistelrooy is going to play that way, let's not lock it until we see how it goes.
That's it. Callum, before I let you go, realistically then, where do you think Leicester's going to finish this season under Ruud Van Nistelrooy?
14th, probably.
14th. I'm gonna hold you to that. We're gonna.
I'm gonna write that down as well. Yeah,
I'm gonna write that down and come back to you at the end of the season with that.
Callum 14.
That is just my prediction.
That's all right. Callum, thanks for coming on, mate. Do appreciate it. Your first time on the channel, and I wish you all the best.
I wish you all
the best. Callum.
Cheers, Callum.
Cheers.
It's good to have other Leicester fans on, isn't it, Chris? Obviously,
Always, always.
It's not us two mugs on the screen all the time,
Hey, less of the mugs, if you don't mind.
With Enzo,
I'll send you a message. I'm hoping you'll come on mine afterwards.
Yeah, sure. With Enzo, it felt like he had one way to play and no way to change things around. I, like most fans, are grateful for what he achieved with us in his time at Leicester.
Yeah.
Do you feel, Chris, obviously, there's been speaking about Marcelo Bielsa, aren't they, for what he did for Ruud Van Nistelrooy, with Ruud learning from him during his time in coaching and that. Obviously, at PSV, he had two ways of playing. Ruud, he had the attacking side, and then he obviously had the defensive side, and he knew how to sort of structure his teams up against different types of opponents in different types of games. Do you think that's something he brings to Leicester from what he did at PSV?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to be said for the Enzo way, which is, this is the way I'm going to play.
Yeah.
And I'm going to stick to that, whoever we play. You know, maybe just tweak it, but generally speaking, stick to it. Because, you know, the players, they're used to that. You know, if you put a blind ball through, I mean, look at Mardi and Vares. They would play together for so long that Mares would just put the ball, knowing where Vardy was going to be, even if Vardy was halfway down the pitch. You know, just play it through. Where if you change things around too often, which I think, to be honest with you, Nigel Pearson did when we first got promoted in that first season. He was starting to change it. The season before, we could have picked that championship promotion winning team under Pearson. We could have picked the team 6 weeks in advance. You know, we got us into the Premier League. Somebody would come score 2 goals and it'd be dropped for the next game. So I prefer to think, well, look, this is how we're going to play. Maybe change the personnel round if need be for whoever we're going to play, but stick with it as much as we can. And then things like blind passes and all that sort of fancy work, that comes off.
Yeah, so it's a lot, obviously. He's got to learn, hasn't he? I mean, where do you think he needs to improve the most in the team from what you've looked at this season? I know you like.
Hang on. Let me get my notes out. How many pages?
Brendan Rodgers' note on that, but where do you think he needs to improve? Obviously, defence has got to be one of the key ones, isn't it, Chris? With the amount of mistakes and that we've made, and the goals that we've let in and that. I think that's something he's got to really take control of first, hasn't he?
Any manager, you're not going to win a game. I mean, do you remember Keegan at Newcastle? And do you remember Ozzy Ardiles at Tottenham? You score 5, we'll score 6 sort of attitude. Yeah. And you can't go through a whole season like that. If your defence, I think any team is built on the defence.
Yeah, defence is best part of your attack.
Exactly, you know. FaZe is taking some absolute stick in his homeland at the moment, both for his performances for Leicester and his performances for Belgium.
Yeah,
he needs for me to be dropped.
Who would you bring in though? Who would be the right defender for Ruud Van Nistelrooy?
Look, I think you've got. Look, we know what Vestergaard can do.
Yeah,
but you can't risk playing him too high because if he gets caught out, he ain't going to come back. He's got the turn-in circle of the Titanic, and he's got about the speed of it as he went down the tank as well. But he's got that confidence, you know. He can be there and he can just stick a foot out and get and somehow stop an attack going on. Akoli, it's early days for him. I think he will come good, but you know he's still learning. You see, there's Cody's a shout for me because he's got the experience.
Yeah,
but you can't play Cody and Vestergaard together because you know I'd be able to run faster than them two up the pitch.
It lacks pace, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah. But then if you go 3 at the back, possibly because you have another one so it depends on his formation. But the defence is something we cannot rely on Mads week in, week out. I'm sorry, you know. And a goalkeeper can only be as good, as I said many times with Danny Ward. A goalkeeper can only be as good as the defence. Yeah, exactly. So that has got to be looked at. Midfield, I think he's got to look and go, what are my best players? Right, Winks is out tomorrow, so I think presumably Skip will be coming in. I think for me, Skip and Winks, if they're both fit, are the two that start for me. Yeah. That said, look at, you know, I've said every player now gets a clean sheet.
Yeah.
I've hated Ndidi. I think he's not the player he was. If he would never wore a Leicester shirt again, I would have been happy. But we've now got a new manager coming in, and that new look at Vestergaard when Enzo came in. He was written off. He was out. He was gone. Probably one of our best players last season in the promotion year. So Van Nistelrooy comes in. So every player for me, including Ndidi, gets a clean sheet, and we give them a fair chance. Because look, if he can do that with Vestergaard, and he changed Ndidi around as well, Enzo, who knows what Ruud Van Nistelrooy can do. But he's also got to look at the strikers as well, because we've only got Vardy.
Okay.
Ayu's not a 90-minute guy. He is the guy that comes on at the end if you need to hold on to something or slow the game down or maybe get you a last-minute one.
Yeah.
The Reed, God knows why we got him. And Edouard, look, we can't get anybody else in on loan because we've got two with Bonete and Edouard.
We've got the man Daka.
Oh, we've got that. I keep forgetting about Daka. I mean, I'm sorry. I've defended him as much as I can.
Yeah.
He's got a month to come in and prove me wrong under Ruud Van Nistelrooy.
Talk to me about Vardy. Obviously, yesterday was 9 years ago he broke the record, Ruud Van Nistelrooy's record, for scoring 11 consecutive games. Ruud Van Nistelrooy talked very highly of Jamie Vardy in his interview about the character he is, the leader and that, and what a career he's had. 9 years on, Chris, Ruud Van Nistelrooy is managing Jamie Vardy. I mean,
it's a funny old world, isn't it? Totally. I mean, let's be honest with you, Ruud. If we struggle up front, get your boots on.
Yeah.
you couldn't do any worse than Edouard or Dakota Reed. But it is a funny old. But look, it's all credit to Jamie Vardy. You've got to know how to handle him. You give him the week off. You don't get him in training at all. Then 10 minutes before the game, give him a vodka and Red Bull as they get out there and scores a couple of goals, and he'll do it. You would hope, because look, we know what Ruud was capable of as a player.
Yeah,
he can hopefully get the best out of Vardy. Hope to get the best out of Daka, and if he can't, then let's just give up on Daka. Maybe get Cannon back, because I think I'm just not buying into Dakota Reed and Edouard, unfortunately.
No, I agree. Right, Chris, thanks for coming on, mate. Do appreciate it. Let everybody know where they can find you, Chris, if they don't know you are already.
Just there, LTID TV on all social media and YouTube. Give us a follow. Please do. Appreciate that. All the best, Chris. Cheers, buddy. Take care. Later. Need to get rid of Daka in January. Yeah, get different players in. Ruud Van Nistelrooy's a big name. He'll get Jamie Vardy scoring for sure. But his first problem is that defence. It's very shaky. This is the first part he's got to get going in at the defence. Tighten that defence up is what we need. And, we'll go from there. But appreciate everyone who's come in. Ruud Van Nistelrooy is the Leicester City manager then. And I feel exciting times ahead for Ruud and Leicester. And thanks for everyone watching. Really appreciate it as always. If you've enjoyed this stream, hit that like button for me. Subscribe if you haven't already and you're new. And what's coming up on the final whistle then? So we've got the match day vlog out at Brentford tomorrow. Fingers crossed we can go and get a result. And as the Ruud Van Nistelrooy era begins. We'll have West Ham on Sunday for the match preview. I'll be joined by Russ from the West Ham Network. He will be joining me. Match day vlog for West Ham. And, a lot to discuss as well with that big game on Tuesday. Ruud Van Nistelrooy's first
game on the touchline. So it's going to be an interesting one. But thank you for watching as always. Take care, everyone. Have a great rest of your evening, whatever you're up to. And come on, Roots Foxes. Hi all. Thank you for watching The Final Whistle. If you enjoy all our content, please remember to smash a like, share and subscribe to the channel.